Let me take myself off of mute here. Greetings, folks. How's it going? Passion, EV. How's it going, guys? Happy Thursday. Thanks for joining me. Let me put the official microphone in. What's up, Ketchup? How's it going? Hope you guys are doing well. I have been sick the last few days, so I'm just coming off of that, so getting back to normal. It took me a little, I started getting sick on Monday while I was actually editing the video. But I was like, I don't want to release the video late because it was such a hype chapter. So I kind of just pushed through it and released it. And then I was like out of commission the next day, like Tuesday. I didn't respond to like anybody's comments on the video till like Wednesday, till like yesterday, because I was like so out of it. But I'm back to. I feel like I'm back to full strength today. So I'm just in time for the stream. So definitely didn't want to delay the stream because we got a lot to talk about with this week's chapter. We had a lot to talk about because this week was crazy. Everybody's theories. We got theories dying and we got theories arising. And I mean, Ketchup already started the stream off with, I'm inclined to believe Icarus was cursed by Arlene and became Rachel. Like, we just got stuff being created. Like that's what I'm talking about. Like, you love to see it. So. And matter of fact, we might as well dig into your comment real quick. So, you believe that Icarus was cursed by Arlene and became Rachel. I kind of like that. I'm not gonna lie. I like that. I like that, Ketchup. I can't even. That's a good one. That's a good one. But you know what? I would only say Rachel's personality is someone who is like, she's very selfish and very self-centered. Hey, what up, Rand? You ain't missed nothing, brother. We just started like 2 minutes ago. I was just saying hi to everybody. Let everybody know, I was a little sick, but I'm back. I'm getting back to full strength now. So you ain't missed nothing, brother. Good to see you. But I was reading Ketchup's top comment here. He said he's inclined to believe that Icarus was cursed by Arlene and became Rachel. So I was saying that Rachel's personality is something that's like, she's quite self-centered, quite a selfish person, and she's not afraid to like call somebody out for like being trash or being shit. So I only push back a little bit on that theory because, like, if anybody that's wrong Rachel, she's pretty much like, she's not afraid to call them out. So her admiring Arlene, saying she admires Arlene, and wants to basically be Arlene's like real daughter, doesn't kind of fit with that if she was actually cursed by Arlene. So that's the only reason why I would push back on that. But I like the theory. Like, if it turns out to be correct, like I would love it. But that's the only reason I push back, because her admiration for Arlene was like, like really, really, like really strong. So, I'm really leaning towards her being Shahad's daughter. I'm still not against that. That's still not out of the ballpark. But I gotta be honest, with the strongest theory right now, based on the information we got this chapter, is that she's V and Icarus's daughter. Like, I'm strongly leaning towards that, because Icarus was like, she was in love with V, from a distance. Like, it was pretty obvious that like it was like one of those distant loves type things, like, oh, like, I know that he loves Arlene, so I know I can never have him type thing. But, maybe Jihad and Arlene's daughter. I would want it to be that. I would want it to be that, but, I guess it could. I guess that it's still not out of the ballpark. It's not, because I said that I would want Icarus and Zahard. If you look at them closely, they kind of look like Rachel. So it's not outside of the ballpark, but Yeah. I just think based on the information we got, the V and Icarus thing is probably like the strongest thing we got based on the evidence. Lustig needs a family head to fall by Bomb to get the rest of the elders on board to support Bomb. I think Lustig being waiting for Bomb to lead Fug. See, but Bomb's not gonna. But I don't know if Lustig. It's like I'm glad that Lustig's here so we can get to learn about him because we don't. I don't know if they understand yet that Bomb is not going to kill anybody. Like I don't see it happening. Like unless one of his friends are threatened, like Trom literally has Coon by the throat. Bomb's not going to kill anybody. So they're hoping for too much there. And I don't know if, and I don't think Fug is going to accept Bomb's other way of doing things, which is basically freeing everybody. So Bomb says he wants to free everybody, right? And my thought process is when he means that he wants to break the immortality contracts for everybody so that they can die if they want to, or whatever. It'll create something, it'll give them basically meaning in life, because you can die, meaning that you're mortal, meaning that you have a time span. So that's my ultimate goal. Like that's my ultimate thought with Bomb, but I'm not sure if that's going to be good enough for Lustig because they obviously want the Great Warriors dead. Like they obviously want them to die. So them being mortal, I'm just not sure that's going to be good enough for them. So I wonder how Lustig reacts to that because while we got at the end of the chapter, Lustig is under the impression that a family head's going to die. I think we all know that I don't think anybody's going to die. Like as much as I want Tron to be killed here, I think Bomb's just going to be that deciding factor where nobody's going to die. Bomb's going to save Tron if Gusting tries to kill him, which I think that's what's going to happen. Gusting is going to decide to kill Tron, and Bomb's going to stop it. That's what I think this is leading to. So, V fumbled the bag. He was stuck on Arlene, and Jihad stepped in out of spite to get with Icarus. Yeah, I honestly think that's what it is. I honestly think that's what it is. I honestly think, like Rachel said, she was a regret, and V probably slept with Icarus on maybe her and him and Arlene had an argument or something. I don't know, because he would need a reason to cheat, right? So maybe Zahard forced himself on Arlene and V couldn't get over it, so he slept with Icarus type thing. I'm not sure. There's a quote from the game too, Rachel. I used to be above the human and below the gods. What was this? Oh yeah. That comment. So I don't know if that was you that said that, Ketchup, or somebody else that said that, but yeah, there was a quote in the game that said, "I used to be above the humans and below the gods." See, me, I've always been one person to not take gaming quotes or things from like outside of the source material too seriously. So while that quote is very telling, and if it's true, because I don't know too much about the Tower of God game, so I don't know if it's exactly canon. So I can't really speak to that quote too much. If the storyline is canon, then yeah, we can kind of unpack that. But in the past, pulling from video games has just not been a good thing. Also, if Trom is about to get clapped by Gusting, what will happen with the Lobo Pia family? Will they join another family? That's a good question. What happens to an entire ruined family after they get destroyed? Do they get hunted down? Do they get recruited? I don't know. That's a good question. I have no idea what could happen. I imagine it'd be like in One Piece where after Whitebeard died, like there were just kind of remnants of the Whitebeard crew, and it was just kind of like they're just like a shell of themselves. I guess Global P will still be around, but they're just not a factor. Like, I don't think Tron will die. I don't think Tron will die either. I think Gus Dang will decide to kill him because he's already said once he gets the book, and we've already seen the quote, if I get this book, I'm going to decide to destroy everything. It's kind of pointing towards Gus Dang killing Tron. Like this chapter definitely points toward Gus Dang killing Tron. So I absolutely believe that's where we're headed. It'll probably happen at some point in the chess match. But I think Bomb will just stop it. Bomb will not let it happen. But it'll be interesting because being that we already know that Lusleg's going to watch, right? Other family heads are going to watch. So if I don't know if they're going to watch from afar or if they're going to be in attendance, but they don't just sit there and let Gus Dang try to kill Tron. So that's why I say get your popcorn ready, bro. Get your popcorn ready because it's going to be exciting. It's going to be it's so many different ways this can go, man. Do you think Lusleg is Icarus? Do I think Lusleg is Icarus? There's a thought. No. I think Lusleg's character has kind of already been unearthed as a follower of V and Arlene. He was kind of like just like a background guy who helped them climb the tower. I don't think he's Icarus. What's up, Zenu? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Catch up. Well, in canon, Rachel did say she wanted to be reborn or something. Yeah, she did say that. I think Rachel wanting to be reborn has everything to do with her being. She thinks she's ugly, and she's weak. So Rachel wants to be a Zahar princess. Let's be clear about this. Rachel wants to be a Zahar princess. Like, she wants to be everything they are. She wants to be beautiful and strong. So, I think that's what she means when she wants to be reborn. I think Tron will have to flip the script on Gus Dang. I think that's probably what's going to happen too, Zenu. I don't think Tron's going to go down without a fight. Like, while everything is pointing towards Tron being killed by Gus Dang, Tron has to have something up his sleeve because we've already seen that he's that guy with the last card, like under that last card he's just hiding. So he's not going to go down without a fight. But that's why this chess match has gotten so interesting because I don't know where it's going to go, man. I don't know where it's going to go. What family head do you think will be at the chess match? I think Euron will be in attendance. Because I don't know if it's public knowledge. I don't know if it's public knowledge, guys, but is it public knowledge that they're playing for Bomb? Like, I don't know if that's public knowledge. Yeah, I don't know if that's public knowledge or not. That makes things interesting. If everybody knows that they're basically playing for Bomb. If they're playing for Bomb, I think we see Euron because Euron has had to have seen or heard enough about Bomb from both Jin Song. If I guarantee Jin Song probably still talks to Euron on the low key, and Yuri. So I absolutely think those two at least bring Euron in attendance. And Euron, if Euron's like Yuri, Euron is super cocky, and she probably is like not worried about too much. So I could see her showing up and not necessarily being threatened to show up. Anybody else that show up? I can't see Edwin showing up. I can't see Arihan showing up. Blossom might show up. Just because, because her relationship with Gus Dang, and that she is. Now that we know that Blossom and Tron are connected through the sealing of Any, we might see Blossom, even though she might be asleep the whole time, but we might see her. I don't see why Blood Matter would come. I don't see why anybody from the Yeon family would be there. And I definitely don't think Zahar. I definitely don't think Zahar's going to be in attendance. So, who else did I miss? So I'd be forgetting all of them. Who did I miss? Who did I miss? Yeah, none of. I don't think. Yeah, Arihan or Hari on. I don't think either one of them. I said Blossom, Urine. No Blood Matter, no Edwin. Oh, no. I don't know too much about Two Perrys. I don't know anything about the Two Perry family, but I don't see why anybody from there would come. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Only person I can see coming in attendance is Urine. But Dr. Passion. I think the reborn quote from Rachel is from chapter 1. Yeah, it is. It is from chapter 1. What if the other family heads actually try to help Gus Dang while others try to save Tron? Yeah, I honestly think because if we are under the impression that Gus Dang has help, like low key on the like he has somebody backing him from another family, which I think he does. I think there's somebody like low key working with Gus Dang from another family. I personally think it's the Coon family. That's it. Only because we've seen Machete and Arsenio help Bomb and crew, which goes directly against what Zahar wants. So I think I personally think it's Edwin, but I don't know about anybody else. Definitely don't think it's Blossom. Yeah, it's public knowledge that they're playing for Bomb. Okay, so if it's public knowledge for them playing for Bomb, then yeah, Urine definitely shows up then. Yeah, Urine definitely shows up because she'll want to see the guy who Yuri is so obsessed with, because Yuri is basically looking like the girl who'll take over for the family if Urine ever dies. But she looks like the successor, so yeah, she'll definitely be in attendance. Also, I think Seal's setting up Bomb to have a gang as competent as the original Great Warriors. Raccoon and pulling the Creek. I guess so. Ketchup, that would be cool. If Bomb had his like own type of 13 warrior thing, that would be nice. Coon Rack, Elaine, and Dorsey. You can't. Those are like the main 4. Everybody else is interchangeable. Like even Hatsu. Anik, all of them are interchangeable. They're not necessarily like they're Bomb's friends, but they're not traveling with him. So I just think those main 4. So it'd be Andrassi, Elaine, Coon and Rack. Those are the main 4. I don't know if we have anybody else that's really dedicated to Bomb like that. I can see Urine involving herself with Bomb if she knows Yuri is with him. Yep. Blossom was talking to Urine after the hidden floor, so she's definitely planning something. I don't think she's asleep. Yeah, I could see her coming in attendance too. I could see her and Urine possibly showing up to attend the match in person. We know nothing about the Two Perry family. Maybe Repulsa is a member. Yeah, I don't know anything about the Two Perry family. Like that's the one family that I can't name a person from it. I don't know anybody. Nothing. Not another thing. Like if I could rank the families I know the most about, yeah, they're definitely at the bottom. But any theories on where Rachel is headed right now? Yeah. I've already said it, but I think Rachel is headed to Annie Zahar's body. Now there is evidence right now, being that we are talking about Icarus, that it could be Icarus that she's heading to. Now, why they would choose to seal Icarus, I have absolutely no idea. That's a theory in itself. You guys somebody should cook up. Why would they seal Icarus? because we just got the story of Icarus, right? So whether you believe that Rachel is Icarus's daughter or reincarnation or whatever, it's two. It's like, to me, it's two possibilities right now that are the strongest, right? That are basically kind of 40-40 for me. 40-40. It's Icarus or it's Eni Zahard, and then the other 20 is whatever else it can be. A monster of Troms, another unrelated monster, something that's sealed with power, a 13-month series weapon. I don't know. But to me, it's either Eni or it's Icarus. Indefinite. So, me, I personally think it's Eni. And I don't know what that leads to, but that's just me. Maybe Arlene preserved Icarus's body like she did with Bomb's corpse. I just don't see what would be the purpose of sealing her though? Like, what could she have done to get herself sealed? Like, she's had to commit a quite the atrocity to get herself sealed. Yeah, I can't see why they would seal her. Maybe because she slept with V. Okay, maybe because she slept with V. Yeah, I'm leaning more towards Eni myself, Zenu, but if it is Icarus, maybe it's because she did something that was taboo. Because maybe, well, it's not taboo though, because obviously Trom is like taking Towerborn as his wives, so you can obviously have children with Towerborn. But maybe it was offensive. I don't know. Maybe it offended Arlene, or maybe it offended everybody. The way it happened. I think sealing her would be excessive, though. That'd be kind of excessive. I don't know. What if Icarus was the original 13-month spirit? There's a thought. There's a thought. So, so. That's a thought. So what would that mean? What would that mean? Like, would she have like dominance over like the 13-month series weapons? I'm not sure. Um, since she wanted to see the star, she stole the key to the 135th floor and got sealed. Okay. That goes along with the actual Icarus story too, aiming too high and digging your own grave for it. Yeah, it would. It would. It would. I agree. I don't, but you know what? I don't hate the reincarnation of Icarus theory with Rachel. I don't hate that. I guess I don't hate that. But I'm more leaning towards her daughter. I am more leaning towards that. So either Icarus is just a representation of Arlene, or I. So I've been seeing that too. She's her own person. I don't think Icarus. I think Icarus and Arlene are two different people. I think we should. I personally think we should separate the two, because it's just. And I'm just going based off the illustrations for that, because Arlene's been shown to have brown hair, dressed completely differently. I think Icarus is a completely different person. Um, Also, in I feel like in Arlene's pocket there would have been more details that matched up with Icarus's like story. And right now nothing really matches up. So I do think they're two different people. Um Arlene does not have blonde hair or wings. Yeah, I'm personally just based off the illustration. I think they're two different people. Um, I think Icarus may have not mentioned or said anything about Arlene because Icarus may have like uh. So here's the thing, right? Rachel has a mean jealousy streak, right? I think she may have if she's the daughter of Icarus, then she would have developed that from Icarus because I'd be inclined to believe that Icarus had a disgustingly mean jealousy streak of Arlene and V's relationship, being that she was not obsessed, but she deeply admired V. So that's something you would develop. So I would think she would develop that. Like Rachel has that same thing. Like I would love for that to be like that would make sense for me. Like she developed the same nasty jealousy streak that Icarus may have developed from watching Arlene and V. So it's just though we've seen what Arlene looks like. I think Icarus is her own person, but Icarus being a fairy tale version of Arlene is a popular theory. Yeah, it is a popular theory right now. Ketchup. It is like a thing that like many people are talking about. Like she is a representation. I personally don't like it. But yeah. So alrighty. So that's the warm up. I think it's time to dissect some of these comments. So let me hop on the video. Let me hop on the video here. Oh, I have an Amazon package delivered. Let me talk to the girlfriend real quick. Babe, I have a package down there. Can you get it? Thank you. Okay. It was the 13-month series said it was a curse, and we seen the dedication of Icarus had for V. So she was manipulated by Zahar, but willing to be sealed. I mean, yeah. Yeah. So. Oh, did you? I don't be hopping on Discord like that anymore. You know what? Zenu brings up a good point here. Gustang does remember Arlene, but Trom doesn't. That's weird. Like before I read the comment, as you guys were having the conversation, I just thought about that. Why does Gustang remember Arlene, but Trom doesn't? So, whatever memory that so now I'm inclined to believe whatever memory that Trom threw away into Leviathan probably absolutely has everything to do with Arlene. I'm more inclined to believe that because I think we were all under the guise that when they dispose of memories, they all dispose of the same, like, similar memories. But that doesn't match up. Oh, there's the alarm. Sorry. Yeah, but that doesn't match up. Huh. Curious. I think that's likely Zenu. I think that's pretty likely. I think Trom is such. If we fit into his character, how he's a coward, and he kind of doesn't like to face certain things, for certain emotions. Him tossing away the memories that bother him the most because he can, like just tossing them into Leviathan, like you'll take this from me. I absolutely believe that makes a lot of sense. I can see that being a thing. But I remember that Gustang said the family had sealed their memories through their own special means. But since Gustang has been gathering his memories in form of books, he remembers. Um, yes, Dr. Passion, probably that is likely the case. So it is. So it. So this is a weird. This is a weird thing here. They all have their own means of sealing their own memories away, right? But yeah, Trump just erased more over time. Yeah, I'm more inclined to believe that. Yes, Ketchup, and we still haven't gotten any details of what Bomb even knows or sees. Like, while he's had Leviathan, we have not heard him say anything about Gustang's memories. I mean, obviously he touched Gustang's book and remembered he read the first page, which was weird. Can we admit that that was like a weird thing? Like he touched the book and said he read the first page in his head. Like I just thought that was like a really weird thing. Like reading like okay, you touched the page, you touched the book, and you read the first page in your head. Like I'm trying to compute this. I'm like trying to compute this like mentally, and I'm like, bro just has a book stored in his head and he just turned the pages like like that's so weird. But don't get me wrong, Bob's a weird being in general, but it was just like okay, bro just flipping pages in his head. But he hasn't said anything about the memory when it comes to like what Leviathan has, but he read the first page of Gustang's thing. So I wonder what more he'll find out. Bomb needs to figure out how to access that stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he read the first page. He didn't read the whole book. Yeah. Okay. That's major intel. But yeah, I think that Bomb's gonna. I don't know if Bomb's gonna really disclose this information. Um, that's why it's interesting that he's going back to Lobadan instead of going with Jin Song, which I thought was really weird. Like I thought that he would go back with Jin Song, and maybe like I thought it made more sense for him to go back with Jin Song and Fug, and they may possibly make a plan to help Bomb escape during the chess match or something. Like I thought that would be like the ideal thing to do, but he's going back with Yama to go talk to Lobadan, and I guess to establish a relationship between him and the like. I guess to maybe get his maybe to get Laura and Lyle and them out of harm's way. Maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe they'll use the gate and then he'll get them up out of there. Which to me is kind of stupid because like they aren't that important, but okay. Yeah, we don't see Su'a, do we? So maybe she did go with Bomb as well. Okay. Okay. Yeah, let me get to these comments though. We gotta discuss these things. We gotta discuss these things. Do, 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 do. All right. So Evie says my agenda is all but confirmed. Evie, what is your agenda? If you're still in here, what exactly is your agenda? I wanted to ask you in the comment, but again, I was sick, so I didn't write it out. But what agenda are you talking about? I just remember. Since Fug wants to kill family heads in Sahara, what if the revolutionaries and Fugs are allies? Since revolutionaries also want a new era. No, I don't think so, Dr. Passion. So, I'm still under my theory that Gustang. I'm absolutely under my theory that Gustang is the leader of the revolutionaries. With this past chapter, we saw that. And they could just be an outlier, but we saw that Hugo's vice captain and her, they did not recognize the warping technology. So to me, that means that This technology is exclusively for revolutionaries, being that Kieran even had it. But Hugo not having it is blasphemy. So that means that revolutionaries have it, and Gustang's the one using it. So to me, especially with the quote from the book that Baum read, Gustang is the leader of the revolutionaries. If that isn't confirmed by this chapter or the next couple chapters, I would be mind blown. But I'm under that impression. So being what Gustang's character is, I think Gustang would be. I don't think he would work with somebody like Leslick. Let me just say. I can't see it happening. Because we already know the family heads look at everybody as worms. And unless Leslick is willing to work under him, I don't see him working with him. I can't see it. So, personally, I can't see it just based on Gustang's personality. Will he use them to be a means to an end? Okay. But working with them, and based on Kel's response, being that they don't want to really get wrapped up in the war, I don't think so. I don't think so. They're working with the Revs. Yeah, I can't see it. But yeah, Evie, let me know your agenda so we can discuss your agenda. But thanks for the comment anyway. Nameless Internet Addict, my boy. This chapter was crazy. Less like incoming. Icarus lore dump. Rat crazy feat for a regular, and the possibility that Rachel might be a half sister of Baum. All right, so that first part. So yeah, Leslick is here, man, and the hype is like immense. Like we probably don't. I don't see us seeing him next chapter, but if we do get that introduction next chapter, I just want to see what he looks like, his build and everything. I'm hyped. I'm very, very hyped for that. Hopefully this man can wipe the slate clean, because your third generation Slayers are L's, bro. Absolute L's. Karaka about to be healing for like a year or two, because man's is just damaged. If Arlene is Leslick's god, then Gustang may work with Fug. Okay. So do you think Rachel's Stingray will come into play here somehow? It eats treasures. The treasure Stingray, I don't see it being any use here. Yeah, and I think Leslick wants all the family heads dead. Yes, Zenu, I absolutely agree. He's a follower of V and Arlene, and his only saving grace would be wanting them all dead. And Baum's not going to do that. We know that for a fact. They just clash on ideologies. Like, that's not going to happen. So, would he work with Gustang to accomplish that? Yes. I don't see that being an issue. My issue is that I don't see Gustang working with him. But I'm hyped for the reveal. Because man's gotta give some type of lecture to Jin Song and them or something, because like he gotta say something about y'all out here making me look bad. Like, how could you lose to Caliban? Or why is Yama getting diffed by a commander? Like, he gotta address some shit, because there needs to be some discipline in action, because your Slayers look bad out here. They are a joke. Then the Icarus lore dump. Yeah, the Icarus lore was cool. But for me personally, all it did was create more questions. While we know a bit more about her, it just created more questions and more theories. So that's always fun. But I can see Leslick becoming an antagonist force for Baum. I think Leslick is actually an evil person. I would agree, Zenu. Even when we see the ship panel, the way his ship looks, all that, and then the one that resides in darkness, all that is evil based shit. All that is antagonistic shit. So yes, he absolutely looks like an evil person. I like it. Don't get me wrong. Like I like the one who resides in darkness. That shit is cool. Like I love it. And the ship design, all that shit is cool as hell. Like absolute. It brought like a Batman-y darkness vibes into the chapter at the end. It was cool. It was very cool. For somebody who has been hyped up for years, absolutely very cool. And yeah, based on what happens at the end of the chess match, we'll decide how Lustleg moves with Bomb. That'll be the deciding factor for that. So yeah, I hope he's not a fraud either. Like this basically the bad or evil side of the tower. Fug doesn't play by the rules. Yeah, I would agree. Well, it depends on how you see it, Dr. Passion. That is one of the coolest things I love about Tower of God, because you have to define what you see the bad side is. Because technically speaking, from Lustleg's side, the family heads look evil. And I would be inclined to agree with that too, that they look like evil, especially if you know the truth behind certain shit. So, honestly, it's pick a side. It's honestly pick a side. It's like, right now, what's developing, it's Lustleg's side, which is like kind of like the Lustleg revolutionary side, where it's like destruction, fuck the family heads, like excuse my language, destruction, fuck the family heads. Then there's Zahar family head side, and then you have Bomb side, where I'm trying to solve everybody's problems. So it's like three sides that you can kind of pick here. Me personally, if I'm leaning on the side, and I think I'm gonna like break that up into like a faction. If I can create factions in like this community, I'll probably create factions. But me personally, I'm leaning towards. Honestly, I don't even know. I'm definitely not leaning towards Bomb side because I don't like everybody's problems being solved. I'm a Zahard fan. Like I'm number one Zahard fan. I'm kind of on Zahard faction side. I'm gonna be honest. If I'm picking a 3-sided faction, I'm kind of on the Zahar family head side. Like, yeah, because I'm a Zahard fan. Yeah, I'm not on the Lustleg side because it's just like, can't none of y'all really like, unless Gustang really joins that side, like he's really with the shits, which once he gets the book, we already know he'll be with that shit. So you can kind of put him on that side of things where he wants destruction of the tower type shit. But till then, I'm kind of I'm more on Zahar's side here because I'm just a Zahard fan. So I can see Lustleg's personality pushing Bomb towards allying with Wolfie's Song, since I guess you could add. I would add Ulrich Manzinos to Bomb side. So they don't want necessary destruction; they want more freedom as well. So yeah, I would add that to that faction of that side of things. Bomb towards allying with Wolfie's Song. I can see Bomb's goal meshing with theirs. I may also be a Zahard side. He keeps order through. Yeah. Honestly, the way that Zahard has things set up isn't necessarily bad. Like, I do want to see people climb, but like Zahard got shit on lock. Like, despite all the shit about Zahard, the way he did everything, the way everything has like manifested itself in the tower, bro has did a fantastic job. And to see it crumble, I don't want to see it crumble. It's masterful. So yeah, so I'm probably gonna create a faction in the I'm gonna probably post about it in the community so we can see where everybody stands. So like, the first faction is Zahard and family head side, where it's basically the current status quo, where Zahard's armies and the family heads that align with Zahard, Then you have Bomb side, which will include Walkie Song, which basically want freedom for everybody, freedom for the tower. Don't necessarily want to kill anybody. And then you have the complete destruction side, which is the revolutionaries, Fug. Can't necessarily add Pobidu to that yet, but it's kind of leaning towards that with Gustang. So me, I'm currently on Zahard's side. So even though we know the story eventually has to come to Bomb versus Zahard and possibly, Zahard winning, but yeah. Back to that comment though. Rat Crazy Feet. So I'm not surprised by Rat destroying Kieran's it's a Wing Nam on the Bomb side. Honestly, I don't know where Wing Nam would stand. I would kind of put him in the Bomb faction. I would kind of put him in the Bomb faction. For now. Yeah, I'm not surprised by Rack one-shotting Kieran's I guess you can call him officer or the leader of the ambush unit. I'm not surprised by that. We've seen the Ancient Spear damage high rankers before. We've seen it before. So it damaging an advanced ranker in Kieran's army, no shot there. Now it getting a headshot, that was lit. Because, bro got deleted. Bro got absolutely dismantled. But, I'm not surprised by it. That's the only thing that they have, in terms of Bomb's camp, who can fight. That's the only thing they have that can, that can really do damage, to anybody that's, high ranker level, advanced ranker level. But if they were the final 1v1, they are probably getting wiped. I don't know about Rack, because Rack is still weird, but Wing Nam was introduced as the future king of the tower. Yeah. That's true. That'd be cool as shit if Wing Nam does end up getting a following for the future king of the tower. I can see Zahar laughing at him though. And playing as a joke, you're just a clone. You can't be king. You're a clone. And then the possibility that Rachel might be a half sister of Bomb. So I have mixed feelings about this half sister thing. So the half sister thing is coming from V and Icarus having an affair. So them having the same father. So V regretting that Rachel is his daughter type thing. I don't know how I feel about that yet. Because Rachel's jealousy does seem like the jealousy of a sister, like an older sibling who is jealous of the younger sibling. So if you guys seen this anywhere in literature or anywhere in anime, it's always the baby, the younger sibling that gets everything, right? They get the parents, because usually, when you have your first child, you're still in the beginning phase of your life as a parent. You haven't made enough finances. You're not that high position at your job. You don't have the big house yet. It's usually later on, 15 years later, when you're a big executive at a company, or you've moved up where you can afford, better toys and better games and stuff for your kids. Even my sister has that now, where it's she has a 16-year-old son, and she has a 3-year-old, and the 3-year-old's getting everything. I mean, this man got a park in the backyard. This man has his own swing set and pool and everything, all that. So, my nephews aren't jealous or anything, but I'm saying, you could see if a kid did develop jealousy from that, they could. So that's the kind of thing with Rachel where Bomb has everything. He has power, he has girls on him, he has everything. So and he's like the child of prophecy. So this man has all this hype, and I have shit. I'm a nobody. Nobody cares about me. I'm a regret. I was a mistake. Rachel is basically saying what she was saying in this chapter is what she was a mistake. Like she was basically a mistake. That's basically what she said, and that's tragic. That is actually tragic but that's literally what she's saying. She's saying she was a mistake. So her jealousy absolutely makes sense from a sibling standpoint when you put all those things together. That's exactly what it looks like. Her even trying to beat Bomb to wherever she's trying to go is exactly what somebody with an older sibling would do. So, yeah. I think the sibling thing makes sense. I don't love it because I wanted Bomb and Rachel to be unrelated. Personally, I want them to be unrelated, but it could be a thing, and it's right now with this recent chapter, it makes a lot of sense. So, so appear the same. Sahara appeared in the hidden floor. I hope we see Wing Nam soon because I need answers. I don't think we see any of our regular friends until the end of season 3. Honestly, guys, I don't think we can have Hatsu, Anik, Rand, any of the. I don't think we'll see any of our regular friends until the end of season 3. We might see a glimpse of them watching the chess match. Like we might get that. Which would be cool. Like it'd be nice to see them like reacting to like what's going on. But I don't think we're going to see them to the end of season 3. Do you think when Garam told Bomb half the story related to this? That when Garam told Bomb half the story related to this. What do you mean related to this? Like the story, like how it related to Icarus? What do you mean by that, Maury? Because right now, no, you have to give me a little bit more context. But that was Nameless's Addict first comment, and he also commented again, so I'm gonna have to read this too. Icarus is not Arlene. We have panels of Arlene, and she was not blonde. Icarus probably had an affair with V, and Rachel was born thanks to it. Yeah, that's my thought. I think that Icarus and V had an affair for whatever reason, and that is possibly why he's being referred to as a scumbag by Trom. So him cheating on Arlene, but. Yeah, that's kind of a likely story. I mean, she had kind of a crush on him, and her last dying wish, which is weird because her last dying wish was to like basically kind of be with him in the end. So I wonder if like Icarus was like on her like if she was like on her deathbed or something, and like he granted her one wish. And that's the reason, but Rachel was born of it. Like, I don't love that idea, but I wonder if that has something to do with it. Because she sounded like, she knew she was going to die at some point. Since Garam said, I feel like that's too much on the head, too direct. Yes, since Garam said, it may hate her for not telling him the full story. Yes, but it may hate her. Okay. I'm a little lost, but yeah, I am on the side of Rachel being a regret between Arlene and V. I am on that side of things. So if we go into Nameless Addict's comment, it says there's somebody named Zero Crusade. Zero Crusade said that I think Rachel is the human reincarnation of Icarus. If she is actually a doll, which explains her knowledge of the past and Bomb and her fixation of creating a character of Icarus in the hidden floor. If it isn't her reincarnation, it sucks for her that Bomb is the chosen one to see the top of the tower. I think I missed something in my reading of the chapter because I started to see in the comment section everybody kept saying doll. Did I miss something? I haven't gone back to look at it yet, but I think I missed something because I don't remember reading this doll thing that everybody kept saying, and I haven't gone back to the chapter to actually look at it either. Let me go on here real quick. It was a metaphor. Okay, because I'm like a bunch of people said that, and even like in the forums, some people said it, and I was like, where did she say that she was a doll? That's true. That's true. She does. She does speak like she was like it was yeah. She spoke like it was a story. But I was a doll that dreamed of the endless sky. I must have missed that at some point. But I was a doll that dreamed of the endless sky. I was a doll. Sorry, I'm stuck on that because I don't know how I missed that. Classic me, but I did. Um, I think it was a metaphor. Yeah, yeah, I think it's a metaphor too. I don't think people should look too closely to that. Um, yeah, yeah, I agree. It shouldn't be taken literally. When you bring in everything else into context, I don't think that's what she meant. Like she's a literal doll. Um, I like obviously she means like she was hard set on her dream. That's it. Like all she cared about was climbing the tower and reaching her dream. That was it. Um, yeah, but yeah, people had me confused though. When I started seeing that popping up in the comments, like doll. What do you guys mean by doll? Um, as far as the reincarnation of Icarus go, I don't necessarily know how I feel about that. Be- just because Rachel's origins are like, she's an irregular. So why would a reincarnation of Icarus be weak as shit? First of all, like, why would they be? Nah, I can't see it. Is there a chance V to be still alive? I think it is, Kira. To be honest, the popular theory about V being alive is that V is Arc Young. That's the popular theory. Um, I like the idea of that. I don't know if I necessarily think it's true. Um, yeah, yeah. He could be, but the way it was described by Arlene's pocket is that he's absolutely dead. Um, but Arc Young is like one of the biggest questions, one of the seven wonders of Tower of God because he can use Shingor Ryu, which is an irregular ability, which makes no sense. And and the way he speaks to Bomb is like you're not ready to take on the king. Like Arc Young is like so weird. So him being V would be reanimated corpse would be quite that would be quite it would be fire. It would be fire. Um, but as far as like being alive, I don't think that's a thing. Um, but yeah, Arlene is definitely still alive somewhere. Um, so let's talk about this real quick too. So let me go to the chapter because so the speech bubbles in this chapter were kind of confusing towards the end. Um, because we were talking about whether or not there was Lusleg talking at the end, or if it was Kel talking, or if it was the guy that's floating in the sky who said that Jin Song's approaching. There's a lot of confusion with that. I personally thought that the text bubbles kind of matched. Like, I thought the text bubbles between I thought it was less. I think it's less like speech, personally. Um, I know some people had some confusion with that, but I think because, like, if you look at the when he says excellent, right? It's behind black text on a white background. So I only think it got changed because I guess it wanted to show more of like a menacing thought behind behind a black background. So it had to be put on it had to be used on black text in a white speech bubble. But I personally think that's less like talking. Because even if you scroll up and you look at like the guy who spoke the Lusleg and Kel, their speech bubbles are kind of plain. These texts are kind of curved in a way. I honestly think that's Lusleg talking. Our God will be yearning to observe in person at the game the death of a 10 family head. Yeah, I think that's Lusleg talking. Yeah, he tried to die but couldn't because of the contract. So it's confirmed she's alive. Maybe she is just not in the tower. No, her status is no. It's not. It's not confirmed that she's alive. She can't. We know for a fact that she can't die. So yes, you can confirm that she's alive based on that fact that she can't die. Has she literally tried to kill herself over and over again? But we don't know where she is. I think the last speech bubbles that we see are absolutely Lusleg. I know there was some confusion with that, but I think it's Lusleg. But as far as addressing the Arlene thing, yeah, Ketchup, we know that she can't die, so she has to be alive somewhere. But my thing was that what I said when our God will be yearning to observe in person at the game the death of a 10 family head. Okay. Who would want to see a family head die? Lusleg and or Arlene. Because Arlene's not dead. Arlene's not dead. And we know that Arlene kind of went insane. Like, we know that Arlene went insane. Like, this is like not up for debate. She lost her mind, and that could mean like a number of things. I don't know. I don't know. Me personally, I don't think Arlene would have went out like that. I personally don't think Arlene would have just died outside the tower. I just can't see it. Especially since like we didn't see anything about it. Like, not even like Rachel like mentioning her gravesite or anything like that. It would be kind of whack if she just died outside the tower, where it could have been mentioned at any point by Rachel, who Rachel like loved and admired her. So it'd be kind of whack if we just found out like, oh, Arlene's just dead outside the tower. Like, that'd be kind of anticlimactic, right? So that's why I'm kind of against that idea. Can't die. How do you think the game will play? How do you think how the game will play out? I don't, Maury. Honestly, I have absolutely no idea how this chess match is going to play out. What I'm gonna say is, it's let me come back to that. Let me come back, because it's after this chapter. It's so many things that I think that's gonna happen during this chess match that I gotta let me save that for later on. Let me just address the smaller things, and I'll come back to that. Ask me that in like maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and I'll answer that completely, because that is it's a lot that's going to happen. That I personally think that's going to happen. Is the place where Bomb and Rachel enter the tower actually outside the tower? Yeah. I believe it is. I can't. Dr. Passion, I can't agree with that, because that would just be, that's just so anticlimactic. Like it's possible, but if that's the case, it should just be addressed that Arlene's dead, so we don't have to keep playing with this theory. Cause who, first of all, who would know that? Only Rachel and maybe Hedon would know that. And if they, I feel like they should just tell us that. That, oh yeah, your mother died when she went outside the tower to save you. That's just anticlimactic. I don't love the idea of that. What if Rachel killed her? What if Rachel killed her? That would be more dramatic. That would be more dramatic. I would be more inclined to believe that. Like, she got outside the tower with Rachel and Rachel killed her. That would be, I don't know. All right, I'm getting a little bit off topic here. But as well, 1 second. Okay. I agree, it does make sense, but the only way she would have died is if she got outside the tower. So, assuming that she got outside the tower with Bomb, then okay, she's dead. Bam, she died. I just, like, Bomb not knowing that, and like Rachel being his caretaker, and her like not telling him that just bothers me. Like, not addressing that, like that just bothers me. That if she died outside the tower, and while he's being taken care of by Rachel, she doesn't mention that, oh, like, your mom died, like, you know, here's her gravesite. Like, all that bothers me. If Arlene wanted family heads dead in exchange her life to revive Bomb, that may force Bomb to kill the family. Bomb's not. I'm sorry, Dr. Passion. As much as we may want Bomb to kill somebody, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I don't see it happening. If Bomb didn't kill White, I don't think he's going to kill Arlene. I mean, I thought kill Arlene. I don't think he's going to kill anybody. He may have to kill Zahard. But everybody else, I don't think he's going to kill any family heads. I would love if Rachel killed Arlene. That would be a great twist. Well, not necessarily catch up, because outside the tower, who says that Arlene's not a normal human? So Rachel would have every ability, like every use, at the same use as Arlene. So she'd be mortal. So she'd be able to kill her. It's also possible that whatever entity sent the Great Warriors into the tower, maybe took Arlene and killed her or punished her. Because as we know that Zahard's the false king, and Zahard wasn't basically supposed to do what he's doing. So it's very possible that whatever entity outside the tower that, sent them in originally could have taken Arlene. Maybe she could be alive outside the tower. She could have just been taken away or snatched away. Assuming, like, because the popular theory is that, another popular theory about Arlene is that she was a princess, right? Like, she was a princess that went into the tower. So maybe time flows differently outside the tower, and that maybe Arlene got taken back to wherever she's from, and they may have considered Baum like a blasphemy child or something, and may have left him to die, and that she told Rachel to take care of him while she was taken away. That could be a thing. Could be a thing. I don't know. Yeah, that could be a thing. What if our god is Phantominium is not a factor. It's already been established that Phantominium won't be a part of the story catch up. He won't be a part of the story at any point. So basically, yeah, don't count on like hearing or seeing anything about him. So no, I think that's the unlikely course. Arlene went to since Rachel called Hedon the true gods for the tower. Yeah. Hedon knows way more than he lets on. Yeah. Phantominium is kind of just like one of those things where you can just... He's a fun talk about topic because of how powerful and what he did, but he is a non-factor when it comes to the main story. Like he doesn't have anything to do with anything. You can't count on that. It's already been established that he won't be a part of the main story. So, oh yeah, back to the comments. Oh no, what I was talking about was the speech bubbles. So I want to believe that what Leslick is talking about, right, when he says that our God will want to witness the death of a family head. So if you want to believe the speech bubbles at the bottom is not Leslick, okay, that's for you. Me, I do think that's Leslick speaking himself. And when he refers to our God wanting to see the death of a family head, it has to be an actual God, a godly being. A godly being has to be referred to as a great warrior. The only great warriors that we know that's unknown, that's currently unknown, status is unknown, is Arlene. So that to me just makes sense in the most basic form. Yeah, that in the most basic form that makes sense to me if it is Arlene. But Arlene has been said to be insane, like insane. I don't know, Dr. Passion. Some people were saying that it's the guy that's the guy with the butterfly wings that's standing outside. They said that that's him speaking about Leslick, meaning our God, meaning Leslick, because Slayers are referred to as gods, right? So that could be him referencing Leslick because Slayers are referred to as gods. So I can't leave that out of the realm of possibility. But I think it's Leslick personally. I thought he was talking about Bomb, but it doesn't. Yeah, it's confusion with that, and it's more confusion with that than I thought when I started to read some of the comments in the comment section. There's some confusion with that, but I personally think it's Leslick. there's no other Slayer stronger than Leslek. Like Leslek is the from what we know the strongest Slayer in Fug. So our god has to be referred to as him. If that's the guy that's speaking. If it's not Leslek, then it has to be who he sees as gods. He saw V and Arlene and the Great Warriors as gods. So does that not refer to Arlene, like whose status is currently unknown, who Leslek changed his name to Grace for a reason. He changed the name to Grace for a reason. So I would want to assume that Arlene is in a state of, like, Arlene has been said to be insane. Insane, which is a mindset that, like, I can't even, like, you can't even fathom that. But she's in no condition to, like, control herself, control her movements. Like, it's even possible, like, I don't even know. Maybe she like sealed herself in a way, sealed her powers in a way. Like, there's a number of ways you can think about this, but I personally think it's Arlene. And there's only two people that I can think that would want to see the death of a family head. Arlene, because she would want to see the death of the people who caused V's death because they betrayed her and V. During their little war, they betrayed them. She would want to see the death of them, even in her insane state. She would want to see one of them die. And then Leslek, if we're referring to Leslek as our god, Leslek would want to see them all die because they're the reason why V was killed and Arlene went the way she was. So, but Arlene got out, and Sahar didn't catch her after killing Bombs unless SF got back inside some at the time when Bombs. Yeah, it's some. Yeah, you can take it how you want. I'm not sure. That's what creates kind of the confusion. It's what kind of creates the confusion. So, our God, who you refer to our God, it's either Leslek himself or it has to be Arlene, arguably somebody like that's godly. So, also since God are basically irregulars at family or at level, what if another irregular we don't know about? After all, we don't know the actual number of irregulars. That's a good point. It could be a completely a whole nother irregular. I guess that's a strong possibility. Because the number of irregulars, it's weird. It's weird. That whole thing of not knowing all the irregulars that enter the tower is weird. And that's something that bothers me because I feel like that should have been addressed. Like the whole because there being another group of irregulars that were kind of like servants. It's just kind of like a weird thing, or kind of just like under, or like who has a sister, that birthed all the family for what is that, the Yeon family? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's Hannah, and it said that Hannah's sister, if I'm correct, Hannah's sister is the one that as having all the like, had all the children. An old so yeah, if you read it on the wiki, all the children of the Yeon family are sons and daughters of Yeon Ilarde, who is an old fellow family member. So it's like that's so weird. That is so weird. Like she's a virgin, and she had a sister that obviously had to enter the tower with her. That's another, so that would count as another irregular that basically birthed the entire family. That's so strange. So, like, we have a number of irregulars that are unaccounted for. Yeah, that's weird. I really want to believe that these 10 families were like really just great families from outside the tower, like really like rich and famous families from outside the tower that kind of like sent their children in. Uh, I mean that's a possibility, passion, but it says specifically that it's like she's an old fellow family member. Like it says specifically that's what it is. So and it's weird that nobody has her blood, so nobody inherit her direct power. Like they have like a portion, I guess, but like they don't have her direct power as a great warrior. That's such a strange thing. I got lost. I got lost from reading the comments. Um, we have panels from Arlene. So that was Nameless Addict. I read not too long ago. So Nameless Addict, thank you for your comment, but we got lost in the sauce a bit there, but yeah. Also, why is Hugo still floating in the air? Like Hugo is still floating in the air like dead. Like I thought Lobanon was gonna like grip her up and like lock her up, but she was kind of like floating in the air still, which is weird. Also, this floor is the weirdest floor we've been on. We talked about this last week, how everybody's kind of just floating in the air, right? And even when we see Luslik and his crew and we're flying up to him, dude's just floating in the air, bro. Where is the earth? Where is the land on this floor, bro? I swear this floor is pure air, like just floating. I gotta go. My comment this week was a bit longer than usual, but there was a lot to talk about this week. Looking forward to chapter 590. Okay, Zenu, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'll address your comment at some point during the stream. I plan on going like another hour here, so I'll get to it. But thanks for stopping by. Is Max Stephan a regular? I don't know. I don't know. That's not confirmed if Max Stephan is a regular. I'm not sure. The workshop is like a weird entity, right? The workshop is like such a weird entity. If you want to, because it said that the tower was filled with plants and machines, right? So you could technically say he could have possibly been there from the beginning. If you want to assume like he created some of the machines, like especially in the panel we got like with the Terminator machines. First of all, that was cool as shit. The Terminator machines thing, that was such a cool thing. I don't know about you guys, but like the thought of like oh, is that you, Ketchup? Oh, okay. Okay. I know that going forward. Okay. Um Yeah, the Terminator machines thing. I thought that was like a cool ass thing. Like imagine, I like to play like RPG type games, and like if you play the game like an RPG where you're climbing a tower type thing, and you get to face off against like these machine things like up top. I thought that was like a cool ass like such a cool thing. Um, Tower was just for irregulars before Jihad regime. If he was there first and originally the Tower was just there for irregulars before Jihad's regime. Yeah, I don't think I honestly think Maxif may have been there. He could have been there since the tower's construction, to be honest. Um, mm-hmm. Okay. The reborn. Okay. Yeah, I can't. I honestly, I don't know if the game's canon. Like, if you find out that the game is like canon, then yeah, we can like definitely dissect that comment. But I'm not sure yet. But the story said Zahar had started the climb, so all the people before were on the first floor. I guess so, because they said it was just plant life and machines that kind of ran the tower. Um, and that's the thing I was asking about when we were talking about. I was talking about in the chapter review where Icarus said that life grew as they climbed the tower. So like I don't know if like races were being like created by the tower. I think that is the concept. Like races were being born or created in the tower from plant life. Um, which is an interesting thing in itself. All the people from the outside of me, but starting from the first floor, yeah, you can assume that like the beginning settlers of the tower are all from the first floor. Um, yeah, I would want to say that Maxef like so if we assume like if we take the literal meaning of like the tower was constructed by somebody outside the tower, right? Or like because I don't think Maxef is the maker of the tower, no, but Maxef could have been associated or he could have been assigned to the tower by whoever created the tower. I think that's a possibility. Like he was like the underling of whoever created the tower. Uh, I'll be back in like 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes. Sorry. Thanks, Rand. Appreciate you. I just went on a whole tangent for no reason. Appreciate you, brother. I was saying though, I was saying that I was talking about the chess match. What was chess? I was saying about the chess match that So who do you guys think's gonna referee the chess match? Because like somebody's gonna have to be like the mediator in between the two, like for trauma gutting. Somebody's gonna like announce and like kind of bring them in because it's kind of like a premiere match that everybody's gonna watch, right? So like somebody's gonna bring them in and somebody's gonna have to kind of like referee it in a way. So who do you guys like think does that? I can see Urine doing it. But there's gonna have to be somebody in there that announces everything and announces the winner and everything like that. Since it's gonna be like a publicly televised event. Is the audio still? Is it still gone? Or is it fixed now? Oh, okay, we're good now. Maybe it's Kun. Less, nah, it's definitely not going to be less like. They're definitely not going to let somebody. Um, they definitely not going to let a thug member, a known outlaw, do it. That's definitely not going to happen. Kun, I can't see Kun doing it though because he's a regular, and this is like a major tower event. So like everybody doesn't know who Kun AA is. So like it'd be like, who's this random regular refereeing the event? Like I can't. Like these are two major factors, right? It can't be some random regular out here doing it. We know who he is, but everybody doesn't know who he is. So I can't see Kun doing it. Imagine it's Edwin. Daddy Edwin coming out for the referee? Okay. I'm not against it. It has to be somebody that keeps them at least tamed from fighting each other. Cause I imagine like they'll want to get kind of physical if the words are thrown out. So there'll have to be somebody like family head level, I think, to keep them, in check. So I think a female would be welcomed. That's why I'm kind of if I'm kind of leaning towards Urine for this, because if like the Ha family, I can imagine like, so if we think about Yuri's character, right? Urine sounds like the type of character who like punches you in the head, like in like common anime, like kind of like an Inuyasha, kind of like a Kagome thing, like punches you in the head when you say something stupid, like, or like a Nami like punches Luffy in the head, like when you say something stupid type of person. So I could see her doing it. If it's a two parry, this would be a nice introduction for the two parry, because we still don't have absolutely no idea anything about the two parry family or who, like, what they even look like. But I could see it could be Edwin. I'm leaning towards Urine myself. I can't see Blossom. I can't see Hannah. I don't know. It has to be somebody who's neutral though. Like like what Rand said. I don't know if it'd be the Ari family, because I don't know if Arihan is necessarily interested in this type of fight. Like he seems to be like the type of brute, right? like who wants to fight because that's all he cares about. Like, well, it's like beating Zahard. So I don't know if this would be like of interest to him. Um, because like there's like that type of character in every series, right? The guy who's obsessed with being strong and beating everybody. So I don't know if a chess match would necessarily be of interest. Talk about the fact that some family has wanted to kill Bomb, others wanted to support him, and others were neutral. So yeah. Oh, not Ari Han. Okay. Okay. You talking about Ari Han or they're like they're that part is like very confusing with Ari Han and Ari Han. Like it's I wish their names weren't so similar. Yeah, but it'll definitely be somebody who's neutral though. You're right, Doctor Passion. Um, Blood Matter. He didn't get immortality and trauma. It could be Blood Matter. I imagine Blood Matter's on the neutral side too. I imagine it could be Blood Matter. Okay. Yeah, can't see Hannah because if she hates guys, then she doesn't care. Two Perry family, maybe, but we don't know. Edwin, possibly. I don't know. I could see Edwin being mutual. What's the noble family that barely has anyone in the Zahar army? Um, ah, you're right, Doctor Passion. That's actually probably likely. It probably is Arihan since they are neutral and they don't like war. You might be right. I might be leaning towards that now. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's very true. What's the noble family that barely has anyone in Zahard? I'm not sure what family that is. Is that Blood Matters family? No, that's Eurasia. I think that's Blossom's family. I don't think Blossom's family had that many people in Zahard. Yeah, I don't think but Blossom's family has that many people in Zahard. Zahar's army. Because it was Gustang's family and Blossom's family that chose to no longer choose Zahar princesses to be a part of Zahar's army. So I think it's between those two. Um, but I am leaning towards the Ari family though, possibly because they are they do want more peace, right? And then Eurasia family has no Zahar princesses besides any who she was. I mean, she would. I guess she would go under Gustang's family as like she probably goes under her father. So right, yeah, it was Eurasia family and the Pobidu family. They both were opposed to the Zahar princess selection. Hence why Tiara never became a Zahar princess. Okay, Yeah, I might be leaning towards the Ari family though. It's either Ari or I'm going towards Yoren. Um, but so let me go to Jordan Madison here. So he asked me where to leave his theory, and he left a theory down here. I guess he didn't. Oh, sorry about that. So he asked me where to leave his theory, but he didn't leave a theory. Okay, no problem. Anyway, so we have a comment here from user who says that oh, this is a long-winded comment. Yikes. Okay. One, I don't think that there was a race barrier between V and Icarus. As we saw, Kuhn and Edwin in Traum example, they could clamp women from almost any race and get children from them. Yes and no. More likely there were status barriers. Irregulars always were considered greater than Towerborn. Yeah, she was lowly Towerborn while he was almighty irregular. So I only said that there was possibly a race barrier between Icarus and V is because that she said that he was human and she wasn't. Like, that's the only reason I said that. So if she just said irregular and regular, then that would, first of all, that would answer the question on whether or not we think that Icarus is a regular. Because how many people in here think that Icarus is a regular? Because I'm still on the fence about it. I'm not sure. How many of you guys think she's a regular or think she's regular? I honestly, it's still up in the air. I mean, you can take for what you want to take from this chapter and still say that she's a regular that they like found while they were climbing the tower, but it's hard to believe that, like, I don't know, it's just hard to believe that she was able to keep up with them in terms of like their power and strength. Like, her being able to keep up with the regulars doesn't make sense to me. But like, if we look at the panel, she's fighting side by side with them. So like, I'm still on the fence about whether or not she's a regular or not. I think V loved Arlene. Icarus could be with V because of Arlene. V was like the tower people. It is only the great warriors, the great arrogant, just as they climb. That's why Zara and V didn't like each other. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would agree. I'm inclined to agree with that. Um, I'm inclined to agree with that. I don't think that it was just her comment saying that like he was human and she wasn't human. So it was probably just like a regular and what we consider regular. So you think that she's a natural born? Okay, so you think she's like less like okay. Okay, so she probably was like super. So she probably was super strong and probably early on, before like I guess their abilities really developed. She was like on the same level as them. Okay, I'm inclined to agree with that. I'm inclined to agree with that because like at Bomb's level, okay, he's way stronger than his friends, but he's still like at a reasonable level. Where he isn't stronger than like certain regulars in the not regulars, certain rankers in the tower. I'm still on the fence though. I'm still on the fence. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. I really don't know. Because what if Icarus did come from outside the tower, but she was like a different race? Like, what if her angel wings, she came into the tower the same as everybody else, but she just was literally a different race, meaning like she's some type of angel, and she may have looked at everybody else in the group differently because she was an actual angel. Um, like that could be a thing, like that could be an actual thing. Since the other regulars joined in Great Warriors and Regulars faction, which faction was Icarus? Oh, I'm gonna say that since Icarus probably was on the side of V because she admired him. So like like when it comes to love, people are pretty blind. So she may have not and actually cared about the politics and only cared to be on V's side. Um, but it's very possible that like it was an actual race barrier that she did come into like because it says the 13 great warriors. So it's possible that they all came in at the same time. They all walked in there, but she was an actual angel with actual wings. And that everybody else, including Trom and everybody else, were humans, and she was the only one who wasn't. And she might have just been isolated in that way. Um, are they all but confirmed? No, they aren't though. Why couldn't she be? Why couldn't she be? Because we have there are 12 great warriors that are confirmed. The 13th isn't confirmed. The 13th isn't confirmed. The 12 is confirmed. The 13th isn't confirmed. Right, but the 13 great warriors are not confirmed. The 12 great like there's 12 great warriors. Ari Han, Ari Hone, Eurasia Blossom, that's 3. High Uranus 4. Hindolak is 5. Edwin is 6. Trom is 7. Gustang is 8. Tuperi is 9. Hannah is 10. That's 10. Then you count Arlene and V. That's 12. Are you? Oh, I'm counting. I'm missing Zahar. Duh. Never mind. I'm missing Zahar. Duh. I'm only counting the. I didn't count Zahar. My bad. You're right. Um. Blah. Yeah. I forgot to count Zahar. Duh. Um. Well, I guess. But but Dr. Passion, we've already confirmed that there are other irregulars outside of the Great Warriors. So it's still possible. Now, it's kind of reaching a bit, being that she wasn't necessarily a great warrior, but we've already confirmed, like we just said with the Yeon family, that there are other irregulars that besides the great warriors that help them climb. So it's still not outside the realm. But I am leaning more towards her being Towerborn. I am inclined to agree with that. I don't I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if we like right, exactly. The great warriors are just the strongest amongst them. What Evie said. So there's no telling whether or not the other people could all be irregulars. Besides, like Leslie, I don't think Leslie's an irregular. Um, Leslie is called the god of the devils, or sometimes the demon king. Calling that man the Demon King is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That just adds to his hype. You know what? So I'm looking. So I'm looking at. This is interesting. So I'm looking at Lusleg's wiki, right? You know what it says on here? It says, let me read this to you guys. It says, even though the Fug has a dangerous status, the influence of Lusleg's group can never surpass the family heads of the ten. It's basically the influence can never pass that of the 10 great families, as long as they hold the contracts with the tower's administrators. It's it says on the wiki that Lusleg, as long as they hold the contracts with the tower's administrators, he can't surpass the family heads. That's what it says in this wiki. How true is that? I'm a little baffled by this statement a little bit. I'm a little baffled by this statement in the wiki. I don't know how to take this. As long as they hold the contracts with the tower's administrators, Lusleg's group can never surpass the family heads. So the only thing keeping Lusleg between the family heads is the immortality contract. What? What? Uh, Ketchup. It's not confirmed. People are saying that it's yeah, the grace is the only thing that's confirmed, but some people are saying what forgiven under grace is the most popular thing. Forgiven under grace is the most popular Fug meaning right now. But hold on, bro. I don't take Wikipedia too crazy, but you're telling me that the only difference between Lusleg and the family heads is immortality? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Plus, that's interesting. That is interesting. Urek is in oh Mr. Cool Mr. J Cool. I have a theory Gusting might kill Trom's body, but like the Windbird, he can also transfer his soul into anima, so he might not actually die. I have a theory Gusting might kill Trom's body, but like the Windbird, he can also transfer his souls into anima, so he might not actually die. Huh. That's an interesting theory. Um, you know what? The Windbird is like a phoenix, right? So that is probably likely, Mr. J. Cool, actually. That's probably likely. I can actually see that. So if Trom were to be killed or destroyed, he probably can reincarnate or be rebirthed through the Phoenix Um, that's probably likely, to be honest. That's probably likely. I'm inclined to agree with you there. Urek is a regular, so contract is upon him, and therefore Walkie Song has a chance to surpass the Heart's Empire. Looks like it's not family head level. I mean, Arihan is still training. Uh, I don't know. I don't know if Lust Like not being family head level is the thing, because I know I'm taking this a little too serious from the wiki, but yeah, and the the wiki hypes up Lust Like pretty crazy. You know, he represents the absolute darkness of the tower. Yo, this hypes him up pretty nicely. I ain't gonna lie. And does he own the 80th floor? I gotta get off this. See, I get caught up reading the wiki, and it makes me want to sit there and just dissect it and just read it. Let me hop up off here before I get consumed in it. Um, so we were originally talking about the race barrier thing, but we addressed that. So continuing with users' comment, Icarus more likely supporter slash servant of the 13 Great Warriors. Okay, so this is what we were just talking about. So Icarus is more likely a supporter slash servant of the 13 Great Warriors like Lusleg. Many Towerborns were helping 13 Great Warriors. Icarus was one of them, not a Great Warrior herself. About V. V cheated on Arlene with Icarus is a good theory. Remember Gustane called V to be trash. Consider that he was in a good relationship with Arlene. Gustane could view V cheating as the reasons why he called V a scumbag. Yeah, I was kind of getting at that in the review is that yeah, Gustang was basically hinting at V as being garbage, as being trash. Um and him cheating Arlene would lead to that. Would lead to be like for you to believe that. As far as Icarus being a supporter, um I think that's the likely case. Honestly, I think that's the likely case. Her being a regular, slim to, I'm going 80-20 here. Like 80-20 here. He was born there, I think. He was born on the 80th floor. Yeah. Likely since Tron controls all animals on his fan, maybe he'll use the Windbird's ability. Yeah, Tron can definitely use all the abilities of his animals. That's there's no surprise there. I think Arlene may have killed V for cheating on Jihad. No. V killed himself. Yeah, no. Yeah, V killed himself. Um, because it was only Arlene and V in the war against all the other family heads, like against Zahar and everybody else. It was only those two, and obviously their strength can't compare to the rest of them, like going against the other 11. But yeah, you think Arlene lied about the V suicide? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think honestly, anybody in realistic fashion, if you watch somebody you love try to kill themselves over and over again, I think you kind of lose it. So no, it was kind of more so like the way they describe it. It was like V and Arlene versus everybody. Like that's the way they describe it. That's why I'm more inclined to believe in that final panel that we got this chapter where it says our God is wants to see a family head die. If that's not referring to Lusleg, it's got to be referring to one of them. Since we have only Arlie's pocket, we may only know her side of it, her story. Maybe she lied. I mean, she could have. That's always possible. Continuing with this comment, Leslick is referring to Arlene, or as a theory to V, uh, if he imitated suicide in order to trick Jihad. If he did just imitate his suicide in order to trick Zahar and the 10 families. So this is what user just said the same thing. It's possible that V imitated a suicide. I don't know if that's likely. I don't know if I agree with imitating a suicide. That's dicey. See, the thing with lying, I think lying is like a really corny thing to do in literature. Like personally, like because I've never liked the idea of like presenting something and then presenting it as a lie. It's always rubbed me the wrong way in literature, so I'm not inclined to agree with that. But I think Rachel is the human reincarnation of Icarus, which explains her knowledge of the past and Bomb, and her fixation of creating a character on the Icarus hidden floor is her reincarnation. It sucked for her that Bomb is the chosen one, who we'll see at the top of the tower. Yeah, I think people taking the doll quote too literal. I've already said that, but the doll quote is just too literal. I don't think she's a literal doll. There's a manga panel where Rachel says she wants to be reborn to Bomb. It's one of the first chapters. There's also a dialogue in the tower. Okay, yeah, let's catch up time. I already read that. Reincarnation doesn't mean having power-ups in one's new life. Simply being born again is enough, even if it's less than the previous life. I guess that's true. I just can't see Rachel being a reincarnation. I just can't see it. And then reincarnated from who, though? Like, even if Rachel was a reincarnation, she still needed to have parents and everything. So that's still a factor. Like, it's like reincarnations happen from bloodlines. Like, there's still a way to, follow the trail. Like, if you look at Yuri, like, Yuri is clearly a reincarnation of Urine, like, looks exactly like her in the panel that we seen. So, like, even if Rachel is a reincarnation, it still has to follow a path of who she was reincarnated from. There still needs to be a bloodline there. So, yeah, I'm not sure about the reincarnation thing. So we got Camus Zeke Cirrus. I'm serious. Also, thank you, user Jordan Madison, for your comment, and user for your comment. So Camus Zeke Sirius. Okay. I actually don't think the person talking about our God wants to see the death of the family head is Leslick. So this is where the confusion starts. This is where I started to see people say that they don't think that last speech bubble is Leslick. Rather, this is the voice of the winged woman who tells him that Jinsong and Kel have arrived, which makes sense considering that the GML, was it? GML is called the Living God. That the GML is called the Living God of Fug, especially since him coming here is a very special occasion that warrants him coming out of the darkness. So this guy thinks that last speech bubble, when we say our God, is coming from the person that's with the butterfly wings. And again, I could agree with that in terms of Leslick is a slayer, and everything we know about him in terms of the darkness and him being the absolute darkness, he can and is referred to as a god. So it's very possible that it's him. I personally thought it was Leslick speaking. And I know some of you are on the same side as me, but again, there are guys like Camus here who thinks that it wasn't Leslick speaking. I wish that could be addressed. Like, I wish like we contact the translators to ask where that last speech bubble comes from, because that would just clear this up. Um, but granted, I might be dumb for thinking this, but I think the color of the speech bubbles is also important. Excellent is said in pitch black speech bubble, which is said in response to Kel and Jin Song's arrival, which obviously means it's Lusleg. I think in Maryville, well, have been possibly that the black speech bubble, which mainly makes me think that the last words of the chapter aren't his that are actually spoken, and how the color differs from Lusleg's acknowledgement of the number of the two arrival. Huh. Yeah, it's that last speech bubble is really freaking confusing, and it's kind of annoying at this point because it makes the predictions a little bit shaky. But nonetheless, thank you, Canvas Zeke, for the comment. I don't have to read this one. Obena said, "Where is Trom?" Where everybody knows Trom is in the labyrinth right now. Do we think that Trom gets out of the labyrinth next chapter? I don't think so. I don't know if the it is in the labyrinth. So we like Gustang. Well, Trom said that to get out of the labyrinth, you had to figure out the puzzle, right? So would that it be in the labyrinth? I personally think it may be a part of the last book. Like maybe Gustang is expecting the last book to come while Trom's in the labyrinth, and then he gives him the answer. But I don't know what this it is. What is this it? Does anybody have any inclination on what this it is? Like maybe the it was like Rachel? Maybe the child? That would actually be kind of freaky. If the it was Rachel. Yeah, what's this it thing? Like, I wish to be beside him as we gaze into it, shining ever so brightly as I die. I wish to be beside him as we gaze into it. Shining ever so brightly as we die. So that could be like a child. Like that could be like if you consider it to be Rachel, right? We're gazing into our child, smiling and happy as I die. Otherwise, what could it be? Like the sky? Like, is it the sky? But the thing is, Dr. Passion, she already mentioned early on in the story that she was chasing the endless sky. So that answers the question on what it is. Like, I think Tron would pick up on that if that was what the it was, the endless sky, because she already mentioned it. So I don't think that's what it is. It's got to be something else. Andrassi just watching the fireworks, man. Might as well popcorn in 3D glasses. Andrassi is literally a backseat driver, bro. Like that's like she literally has no. You know what? Leave Andrassi alone, Devin. She's still bae. She's still my bae. All right, I still love her. All right, we gonna leave her alone. Leave her alone. We ain't gonna talk about her. But nah, yeah, it can't be the sky, because I think like Trom is keen enough to pick up on that, and he would have already guessed like that as the answer to get out of the maze. So what it is, I don't know, dude. Like that is something I couldn't pick up on or fathom what that could possibly be while I was making the chapter review. Like, honestly, Mr. J. Cool, if we don't get that this next chapter, I will be shocked. We have to see what's going on over there. Like, this next chapter on Sunday or Monday, whenever we get it, because I don't know whether it's going to be Sunday or Monday, because we got it on Sunday this week, but we've been getting it on Monday. So I don't know what's up with the translators or the releases. I don't know. But if we get it on Sunday, we have to go back to that. Because, yeah, we have to see if the branches have been wiped out, and we got to see where Kieran went. Like, this is... I think we've already addressed everything else. Like, literally everything outside of what's happened, everything outside of that, that's the only thing we currently don't know about. So we have to get sped up into the current timeline because everything else has been caught up. So it has to be what's happening with the branch heads and everything else coming. So if it's not that in the next chapter, I don't understand Steve's pacing at all. But we'll see. Yeah, I hope Sunday again too. That caught me off guard. I was watching football. Laying in the bed watching football, and I was like, you know what? Let me just go to my bookmarks and check and see if chapter release. That thing said it released an hour and a half ago. I was like, yeah, I'm cutting this football game off. We're gonna read this with full attention. And boy, did I react to that chapter. Man, yeah. One day we'll if I get the channel bigger than what it is now, which I will, but live reactions will be a thing because my live reactions be kind of crazy. All right, I be beside myself. All right, you guys, my girl, I be beside myself. My cat be looking at me like, bro, are you okay? Like, is this human okay? Nah, I don't be okay, bro. Like, the reactions be worth it. Like, especially as we start off with Icarus lore, I was like beside myself, bro. But yeah, as far as the it goes, I guess nobody has any theories on what it is. My closest thought to what it could be is Rachel. And that would be kind of freaky if it is Rachel, if, like, while Trom's looking for the answer, and the answer, it turns out to be Rachel. I don't know what that does for the story. Like, I don't know what that does for Trom and the group if they found out, like, that Rachel is, like, Icarus's daughter. That also... Besides the fact that Gustang owes Rachel's 3 wishes, that could also be the reason why he's helping her. Not only the fact that she's an irregular, but it could be because she's Icarus's daughter. Could be a thing. You could also add that to that. But I have a question: who is stronger, Jahad or Urek? I don't think. I think they balance out. I don't think either are stronger than the other. Because the way Urek tells it, he said it would be pointless for him to fight Zahard. So I don't think... He doesn't sound like somebody who's scared to fight Zahard, but he also doesn't sound like somebody who thinks he can beat Zahard, so it's kind of like neutral. I think Zahard's only ranked higher because he's literally the king. And he has more, like, forces. I think he has more, like, forces in the tower and more influence. That's the only reason. Because I don't think Walkie Song is... Like, he came in later, right? Urek came in later. So, for Urek to be ranked right below Zahard, even though he came in later and has less influence, speaks to Urek's strength. Like Urek is definitely like that. But I think Zahar's rank is more based on like his strength is probably close to the same as Urek's, but his influence. That's the only reason he's ranked higher. So, I also think that I'm also think that the tower rankers, the people who create the ranks, I think they're inclined to put Zahar at the top too because he's the king, and I think that we also got a little bit of evidence of that too. I'm not sure. I think it was mentioned somewhere that somebody said that there's a little bit of bias when it comes to that because of Zahar being the king of the tower. I'm not sure where I read that or I saw that before, but there is a little bit of bias when it comes to that. Which would make sense. Like, if you're the king or the emperor of anything, you would want any ranking system that involves you to be biased towards you. I mean, that's in any system, any and everywhere. Like, that's just how it is. Like, you use the power that you have to. So, I'm not surprised if that's the case. But yeah. Back to the comments. Yeah, I think I finished that. Okay. So y'all know what time it is? It is time for Zenu's comment. The longest comment in the comment section every single week. It is time for Zenu's comment. Let me take a swig of Gatorade here. Kieran might kill Elbaba. That's a good point. Kieran might kill Elbaba. He actually might. You might be right. Okay. All right, Mayhem. I know you're not here, but let's get ready to read this comment. So, Icarus V and Lustlike in the same chapter. See, you really decided to cook this week, and I'm still split between if Icarus is a representation of Arlene, or is she her own person? I'm along the lines that Icarus and Arlene are two different people, but I know everybody has their own thoughts there. She spoke in metaphors, and I'm not sure if her calling herself a doll should be taken literally. I don't think so. I do think the wings represent the freedom of irregulars, which makes me lean more towards her being tower-born that climbed the tower with the great warriors like Lustlike and Quadrado. Icarus and Jahad are similar as they're chasing the ones who don't love them back. Yes. It's still possible that Jahad and Icarus hooked up out of spite and that Rachel is the result of that. Okay. Do I like that more than hooking up with Zahar out of spite? Hooking up with Zahar out of spite. Okay. I do like that. I can see that. Yeah, Rachel could be the result of Icarus and Zahar hooking up out of spite. Yeah, I guess that's possible. I don't know though. Because, well, actually, because we like Zahar. I don't want to say. Well, Zahar, yeah, Zahar killed Bomb out of spite. Because once he found that Arlene was having a kid, he did go kill Bomb basically because he found out about it. So it's possible that he actually did sleep with Icarus as well. That's possible. It is possible. I guess that's not too far out. I guess that's not too far out. Okay. Okay. Um, I don't mind the idea of Rachel being V's daughter, and that can explain her jealousy of Bomb. Arlene could have had Rachel be Bomb's protector on the outside and be his. One sec. Caught me off guard. Um, but anyway, Arlene could have Bomb's protector outside the tower eventually, and be his guardian when he eventually climbed the tower. I don't think that's actually why didn't Zahar kill Arlene too? Did he not? He couldn't kill Arlene. She was immortal. She's immortal. He couldn't kill her. Why didn't Zahar kill Arlene too? Did he not expect revenge? Um, I think Zahar at that point would maybe been drunk on his own power. Especially since he had all the family heads aligned with him as well. Uh, yeah, I think that's just what it comes down to. Um, we still are under the guise that Zahar somehow manipulated all the family heads to agree with him. So that on top of like him being as strong as he is, um, he probably didn't care if they wanted revenge or not. He seemed that like Zahar seems like that arrogant of a guy. Um, but Rachel may have been assigned to be her guardian. That's very possible. The only reason I'm inclined to think it's V and Icarus's child, Momo, is because Icarus seemed to be obsessed with V in a way. Like, not necessarily obsessed, but she admired him. And so it seemed like she would only have, like, sex with him. Now, could she have been so jealous of Arlene and V having a kid that she wanted to have her own? Yes, it's possible. I'm not outside of something like that. But, yeah. Arlene could have. I read that. I hate that. I hate the Bomb is the son of Jihad theory with a passion. I mean, just look at V in this chapter. He looks identical to season two Vile. Yeah, that's just me. That's just me with the whole Bomb and Zahar thing. Um, my theory is that V has black. My theory is that V has black eyes, and the Black March originally belonged to him. Okay. Again, there's always the case that Icarus is just Arlene. In chapter 527, Nin Nin said that only machines and plants existed in the tower, and that the first humans came from those plants. Right. When Icarus said that life was formed, we see a plant blooming. We also see her fighting these robots. In the Dollar Show, Yuri fought an ancient observer called the Purple Dementor. I completely forgot about that, which could be connected to the machines. Cha also mentioned that the Five Flower Nations and the Mechanical Nation at one point, and I believe that these were the prominent powers before the Jihad Empire was founded. That is correct. So Zenu made a very good point. The Five Flower Nations is another one of my seven wonders. I'm gonna make a list for my seven wonders of Tower of God. Um, One of my seven wonders of Tower of God is the Five Flower Nations. Because they were the established powers before Jahad, the Zahar Empire, and the family heads took over. I need to know more about the Five Flower Nations. I need to know more about the people who ran the tower before the tower became the tower. Like, did Icarus come from a Five Flower Nation? Probably. Who were the leaders of the Five Flower Nations? Like, was like Icarus like a princess of one of the Five Flower Nations? Like, a lot of questions to be asked there. Rachel doesn't have, we will know, we're found a Bam in the cave. Wasn't the Black March part of the key? Yeah, and I don't know if the key was made by then. Still don't know the timeline of the key. So, I don't know if the Black March would belong to him. Let me see the wiki real quick. Is there anything else on? Because I know some of the information on the wiki comes from the blog post. That's why I like to go on the wiki, because I didn't read like the blog post like everybody else did. But do we know anything else about the Five Flower Nations? The Dawa royal family. It's the Five Flower Nation. Oh, it's Alliance of Five Nations. Okay. Oh yeah, I knew. Yeah, I feel like I knew that. I did know that. These five nations opposed the idea of Zahar becoming the king of the tower and decided to join under Fug to reform the resistance power against the Zahar Empire. The only known member at the moment in the Land of the Peach Blossom, or Doa for short, which is a name that represents the peach blossom flower. Huh. So, the Five Flower Nation joined under Fog? Sorry about that. I gotta get this mic set straight so it doesn't keep falling and banging like that. So the Five Flower Nation joined under Fug? I didn't know that. That I didn't know. Either I skipped over it or I don't remember it, but that I didn't know. Interesting. Right. I didn't know they were under Fug. I knew that the Hidden Grove was the military branch. I did know that. Because once I read it, I do remember that. But I don't remember them being under Fug, though. I just don't remember them being under Fug being. I don't remember that being a thing. That's interesting. Land of the Peach Blossom, also known as the Dawa for short, is a nation that fought against the Har and he declared himself the king of the tower. A notable family from the nation are Darwin. Yeah, I know that. And Cain. Right, that's where Darwin comes from. That, yeah, I know that. Less like it's about to be a menace to society. Yeah, he is. He really is. Kaneko, nice to see you too. From Gustain, Urek couldn't kill Zahar like a ram wanted to kill him too. So Zahar's. Sorry, I'm kind of stuck on this Five Flower Nation and I'm gonna have to read this again on my own time. I'm getting consumed. I'm getting consumed with the wiki. I gotta read that on my own time. uh, but anyway, that was the first part of Zenu's comment. Getting back to it, I think that the it are the stars at the top of the tower. I disagree. Again, I agree. I disagree with the it being the stars at the top of the tower. I that's the second time. I think Doctor Passion said it too. I disagree because that's basically what she said in the beginning of the story. She said that the endless sky, the top of the tower, all the same stuff. And that's the it. Well, one, that would mean that she died before achieving her dream, and that two, again, Gustain would have put that together that the it was the top of the tower. Like he would have put that it was the endless sky, but he didn't say that. The it has to be something else. Otherwise, while reading it, he would have just figured like, gazing at it. Well, what's it? Oh, she said that she's a doll to chase the endless sky. So it's got to be that. So yeah, I don't think it's that. Rachel seems like she wants to achieve Arlene's wish, and maybe it was to see the stars. That's if Arlene and Icarus are the same purpose. That's if Arlene and Icarus are the same. Yeah, he's just wrong. That's if Arlene and Icarus, he means to say, are the same person. If Icarus is her mother, then she wanted to see her mother's dream. Oh, he means Rachel. Okay. If Icarus is her mother, then she wants to see her mother's dream of seeing the stars and Arlene's dream of overthrowing Jihad Empire. I think Icarus is more than just a story, as she was mentioned alongside Jihad's prince, which we know are real. And in 572, Trom did have a reaction to her despite having no memories. Yeah, no, I absolutely think that Icarus is a real person. Like, no, J. Cool. There is no irregular besides Inryu. Besides Inryu, there is no irregular in the tower that is stronger than the Administrator. Besides Inryu, and I guess you can guess Phantominium, those two are the only known irregulars to be as strong as an Administrator. It is widely said to be said that the irregulars, Zahar and everybody else, are not Administrator level. They're not. So the top two, Phantominium and Inryu, are the only two who are known to be able to do that. So no, is Zahar stronger than an Administrator? No. Mm-mm. And then we'll keep reading. The Clown Elder, Kel, Helm, and Su'a are back, and I wasn't expecting them, but I'm glad they're here. Interesting. Dumas didn't recognize the famous Jin song, but knew who Kel Helm was instantly. I thought that was interesting too during the chapter that he knew who Kel was, but didn't know who Jin song was. I don't think that Jihad could have killed Phantominium, to be honest, J. Cool. And I don't think we should get too hung up on the Phantominium stuff. Because he's not relevant to the story. He's not going to ever be mentioned or be in the main story that's already been established. So I don't think you should get too hung up on that. But if we do address it, I don't think he could have killed him. He's an Axis user. So, Axis is not going to be a thing in the main story at all. So, Even Jinsong said Dumas's rank dropped due to inactivity. Hopefully, Kel redeems himself because his design is too cool. To clarify, I mean his character, not his power. Also, real quick, so I want to talk about something that happened in the chapter that I never got to. That I didn't explain enough in detail. So when Richmond blocked Kel's attack and absorbed it to use it to warp, do we think that is the technology that's being used in the ships? I think that's the same technology that's being used in the ship. So my thoughts are there are rankers that are in the ships that are supplying the instant warp with Shinsu to instant warp. Because based on this, he absorbed the attack and used it to warp. That's what Kel said, and that's basically what the technology is. So I'm guessing that's how it's working on the inside of the ships that Pobitu has. So I think it was Richmond's skill, but he also blocked himself. But he turned it into energy to warp, though. And that warping ability is not a Richmond ability. That warping ability that's the Shinwar Ryu that we saw in the ships. So Richmond isn't an irregular, so he can't just warp like Arc-Young, like we've seen Arc-Young do. He can't do that. So that has to be the technology that they're using within the ships. I don't know. That's just what I like. It's like a minor thing, but he did like that. Like that was spelled out about Kel. Like he's using the energy to warp, and like without a gate, that shouldn't be possible. Not for a regular, like not for just like any high ranker to do. Yeah, you can't just decide to warp just by absorbing energy. That's not a thing. That's like family head level shit. Like Gusting and them can just warp, but turning energy to just warp yourself that's no. If that's a Richmond thing, then Richmond is way underrated than we think he. Like, bro is super underrated. But I don't think that's the case. I don't know. I think we, dissect that a little bit. I think that's just something that was overlooked because we had so many other things going on. But just to finish out Zenu's comment. Will Bomb have to team up with Trom to stop the horrors Gusting will inflict upon the tower, like an enemy of my enemy? Ooh. Gusting, Trom and Bomb joining together to stop Gusting. I don't know if I can see that, man. I don't like that. I don't like that. Because first of all, Trom is garbage. Trom is kind of garbage. And Bomb working with him to stop Gusting, that is kind of where it's leaning to. I don't know if I like that, though. We know that the workshop exists outside the tower, so they'll probably discover some tech to copy irregular power. I think he may be team up. I guess that's possible. I don't like that. I don't like that, J. Cool. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like Bond working with him. I don't like that. I personally don't like that. But it could happen. I know I pushed back on your theory of Gusting being the shadow leader of the Revolutionary a month ago, but it does make a lot of sense. He wants to create instability amongst the families, and it seems that the top of the echelon of the great families are revolutionaries. Kieran has access to that technology with the gateless warping. If you call this, will be insane. I'm still on that theory, guys, that Trom is the revolutionary leader. This chapter confirmed it for me that theory is going strong. So do not be surprised that when he comes back, Gusting mentions that, oh yeah, I have another force called the Revolutionaries on top of my family. Don't be surprised if it comes, man. Rack finally decompressed and did something, and who arrived on the warping ship? I think it's the boss. Also, yeah, who do you guys think is on this warp ship? So the warp ship that appeared in front of Lobadan, who's in it? Like, that's another minor thing that nobody's talking about. Nobody's talking about that. I say Gusting is more likely since Gusting has already said he's worthy of staying alongside Trom and is supposed to be very loyal to Zahard. Okay, but who's in this warp ship? I don't think that's Gusting. Because it's a Fug warship? No, not the Fug warship. The Pobidu designed ship that we've already seen, the white ship. The white Pobidu ship that warped in front of Lobanon. That ship. The Pobidu ship. That's the ship that we've already completely warped somewhere. So I don't know if that's Gusting. If Gusting warps in front of Lobanon, these next couple chapters we might not see Kieran. This might get crazy. So here's what happens. So here's what happens, right? If that's Gusting that warped in front of Lobanon, that means that we're going to get Kieran warping in front of Lobanon as well because he's chasing Bomb. That means we're going to have Lobanon, Kieran, Gusting, and Trom, and Bomb and Yama all in the same place before the chess match. Bruh. That's some tension. That's some tension. So, bruh. That's some tension. On top of, okay, so here's what, okay, so here's what's gonna happen. Here's what's gonna happen. If that is Gusting that warped in front of Lobanon, that we already know that Richmond and Dumas are on their way to the Victor. So that means if Gusting walks out of that ship and that's him on top, like he walks out like when he was talking to Trom, that means that we're going to see the book get delivered to Gusting, and Gusting is going to make his announcement on what he's going to do. That whether or not he kills Trom at the chess match, like, yo, I'm going to kill you at the chess match. Or he's basically going to announce after getting the book and reading it, he's probably going to read it right then and there in front of everybody. These next couple chapters, I know the chess match is supposed to get crazy, but this next couple chapters could get crazy if that is Gusting who warped there. And purple tile thingy because I saw it on the warship in chapter 577. I'm actually not sure what the Pobidu's insignia is. I'm not sure what the Pobidu's insignia is. It might be the I thought I seen somebody pull it down on the Tower of God forums not too long ago. I don't think it's that though. Yeah, no, they can't take Bomb before the match and Kaneko, which is going to make things interesting because Bomb is going back to Lobanon's ship. So Bomb is going to be there, but they're not going to sit there right then and there and fight over Bomb. They're not. They're probably going to just let him go and say, like, make sure you meet us at the chess match, which is probably maybe 2-3 days away. So after that, one second. So this could get this pre-game before the chess match. It could get crazy. So they probably let Bomb go, and I don't think Lobanon and Kieran fight. But we probably do see if assuming that this is Trom, we probably do see Trom address Kieran as a traitor. Because he's probably like, why are you here? Where are the rest of our forces? Gusting probably tells him, like, oh, we just slaughtered half your family. bruh, bruh. Why is your messages getting retracted? Are you deleting them? You think mom will be sealed after the war? Bomb being sealed? Nah, nah, nah. I think CU loves Bomb too much. A series without Bomb would drive CU crazy. Like CU is the biggest Bomb fan there is. He can't have a stretch of series without Bomb. Since Kieran is a revolutionary and wants Bomb for himself, doesn't that mean he's like against Gustang? No, no. I don't think. I think they are one and the same. I think the revolutionaries are with Gustang based on this chapter. Because the warping technology is exclusive to revolutionaries, not the Pobidu family. So as you saw in this chapter, Hugo and her vice captain were not aware of the warping technology, but Kieran has access to it. But Kieran is not in the Pobidu family. So that technology is exclusive to Revolutionary, and it's Gustang's technology. So if it's Gustang's technology, then you would have to assume that Gustang is a part of the Revolutionary, if not the leader. There's also the evidence that Bomb said when he read the first page of the book that if I'm seeking this book, I'm seeking destruction in the tower, which is what each revolutionary member that we've seen say every single time we've seen them. So we've seen Kieran say it, we've seen Belier say it, we're seeking destruction in the tower. And that's literally what the first page of that book says. So you can assume that Gustang is the leader of the revolutionaries, Loki. So I think it's one and the same. And I've been saying that for a while. I think Kieran is working with Gustang. And if capturing Bomb is a part of Gustang's plan. If my theory comes true, all I know is I'm goated. I'm goated. I want to make a channel banner for I guess I could put like my face on Gandhi or something for my prediction, because that I predicted this months ago. But do you read Jujutsu Kaisen? Have you read the leaks? Honestly, Kaneko, Jujutsu Kaisen is fucking confusing as shit. Okay, JJK is confusing as hell, and I did read Sukuna versus Gojo, and I read it for the hype of it, not necessarily for the series, only for the hype of the fight. Because I did read when Fugashiro got his body taken, but I've been confused with Jujutsu Kaisen for a long time. Are you with me, Evie? Are you confused by Jujutsu Kaisen? I've been confused with it for a while now, and I don't care to go back to like uncover the things I'm confused about because I'm not in love with the series. So I'm just kind of reading just to see where the plot goes. But like the things with cursed spirits and reverse curse techniques and all that shit, it got to me at some point where I just got lost in it. It's just too much, like too many technical things to remember, and I don't love the series enough to care about it. So I read it just for background. Itadori is not even the main character, and I kind of hate that about the series too. He was cool in the beginning, but like the last like 50, 60 chapters, he's just been mid, especially in the recent chapters, he's been super mid. I thought Shibuya arc was fucking super mid. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm glad there are people who agree with me then, because I thought I was alone on this. But I thought Shibuya arc was super mid. It was super hyped up, and I thought it was kind of ass. So yeah, I'm not a super JJK fan. It's kind of my background reading manga. Like I check on it like once a month to like just to catch up to read it. But I did read the Gojo and Sukuna thing. That was hype. I will say that was hype. I did love that fight. Um, like we replaced the original book. Um, I hated Shibuya arc. I thought it was kind of ass, to be honest. All I remember about Shibuya arc is Black Flash this and Black Flash that, and everybody's just Black Flashing. Even though Black Flash is supposed to be a rare thing that everybody can't do, it was just Black Flash this and Black Flash that. That's all I remember. Black Flash, Black Flash, Black Flash. It got kind of ass to me. So, yeah. But let's get back to Tower of God here. Um, I think Trom knows about Kieran's betrayal. He's a family. Yeah, yeah. I think Trom does know about Kieran's betrayal. I think we'll get to see it addressed though, because Kieran obviously is on his way to bomb. His forces probably told him, and if that's Gustang who warped there, then Gustang, and if Gustang, if Trom is busting out of the labyrinth, he'll be busting out of the labyrinth as he's on Lobadan's field. So Kieran should be warping in, like whenever the time limit is, Kieran should be warping in. So it'll be like, why are you here? Oh, are you betraying me? Oh, I'm not surprised. And then yeah, maybe Trom kills Kieran. Maybe Trom kills Kieran. That would be kind of ass. I'm not gonna lie. If Trom kills Kieran, that'd be ass. I hate to see it, because Kieran is hyped up, and I think we all want to see what Kieran can do. So if Trom just kills him just because, like, oh, you're a traitor, bong, like just one taps him, that'd be kind of ass. But if he is working with Gustang, I don't see Gustang letting Kieran get killed. So that's also an interesting thing. I think Kieran's betrayal, dude. You don't let half your family get slaughtered. You don't let half your family get slaughtered by a rivaling family, and then be loyal to your father. And he's spoken like a revolutionary already. So yeah, I don't want to see Kieran get one tap by Trom. That would be tragic. Um. Oh, I gotta read rest of Zanu's comment here, because I can only stay on like another 10 minutes, guys. So I'm gonna wrap these comments up. You call so so you called it fucking Grace Merchia Lusleg. I don't know how to say Lusleg's middle name. This is me continuing to read Zanu's comment, but this chapter was already good. Seal, you didn't need to drop this on us. Can Lusleg save Fug's reputation? Honestly, Lusleg is the only thing that can save Fug's reputation right now, because the L's that these guys have amounted in these years are immense. Like, it's just L after L after L. Like, they looking like, and I don't know if y'all watch football, but they looking like the Browns or the Lions. Like, even though they've both been good in recent years, but they are. Yeah, he's the only one that can bring them out of their misery. So, based on what Huarian said, if Lusleg makes a move, a family head will interfere to put him in check. Interesting. Marshaya. Ah, thank you, Evie. Appreciate you. Marshaya. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure a second fight. I'm gonna go with yours. I'm gonna go with yours, Evie. I'm gonna go with that. That makes more sense to me than whatever the hell I said. So I think it would be really cool if Lusleg is talking about Arlene, because I believe she's still alive. It also could have been Kel Helm talking about Lusleg, since Fug Slayers are called gods, and speech bubbles look different than Lusleg's. A lot of people think he's talking about Bomb, but Bomb doesn't yearn for the family head's death unless Lusleg is just completely mistaken about Bomb's character. I honestly hope. I don't hope that Lusleg thinks that Bomb is gonna like fight for them. Like I hope. I like has Bomb even met Lusleg? Like I don't even know if that's happened. But I don't. I hope he's not under the impression that Bomb is like going to be the saving grace to kill family heads, like because that's absolutely not going to happen. So the only W they had was White, and now White is the walking L. And yeah, are Lobanon and Leslie going to fight? Interesting. Honestly, no, no. I would have been more inclined to think so if Lustek came to the field with them to the lot. Like if he popped up at the lot on Dumas and them, he would have probably two tapped Dumas. Um, but no, I don't think so. Um, Honestly, I have no clue or what to think or theorize about Lustek because I wasn't expecting him. Watch Jihad send Adori to keep him in check. Yeah, honestly, we're going to have to see somebody like if Lustek becomes active here. The only people who can touch him are Trom and Gustang, unless what Zenu said, Zahar sends out Adori to the field. I don't know how Lobanon matches up against Lustek. Don't think I don't think he does. Like I think it would be like a maybe mid div fight, maybe a mid div fight. I don't think he matches up. Lobanon's hype, but I don't think he matches up to Lusleg's hype. I don't think so. I think those are two different spectrums. Like I think this is where we get along the lines of like the difference between being ranked like top 30 is where I assume Lobanon is like top 30 and Lusleg. What is Lusleg like 11 or something like that? Like what is Lusleg's rank? What is Lusleg's rank? $15. Lusleg is ranked 15. So the difference between 30 to 15 is massive. Like that's a massive difference. Um. So yeah, no. Yes, that's exactly how it probably go, Doctor Passion. It would probably be like a one tap. Yeah, I think the difference is just be it would just be too massive. Um. But this chapter is an 8.5 out of 10 for me. After a month and a half of mid chapters, honestly, I didn't think the chapters this month were the last month were bad. I see that a lot of people were saying that the last couple chapters were mid. I didn't have a problem with them, me personally. CU gave us an Icarus lore and more 13 Warriors, and we see some of them as well. Yuri is really the spitting image of Urine. This is also the first time V was mentioned this season, and the third time we see him. The last time we see the last time was the hidden floor when Data Edwin spoke of him. We're in this point in the series where CU needs to start answering questions, and this chapter left me with more questions. Honestly, it really did. Hopefully, Lusleg will be the key to learn more about V and Arlene. Maybe the next destination Bond will go to will be Seal. I can't say Seal Huan. How long until the great game? 6 days, 5 days for predictions. I can see CU not showing us Lusleg next chapter or the next chapter after that. I think we might get an introduction to Lusleg next chapter. To be honest. Trom's silhouette in his first real appearance was 6 chapters, so I won't be surprised if we don't see Lusleg immediately. Kieran needs to show up at the Pobidu station soon. Maybe Bomb will help Robodon with whoever just warped there. I truly have no clue what to expect anymore. All I know is that I'm looking forward to the next chapter. And that is Zenu's long-winded comment. I had to get that up out of there. So, yeah. Um, do you read Everything Is Fine? If I don't, I recommend it. One of my favorites. Do you read Everything Is Fine? Is that Everything Is Fine? Is that I guess that's a webcomic? No, I don't. I actually don't know what that is. If it's one of your favorites, I'll give it a check. I'll add it to my list. Yeah, I have a list of things here that I have to check out. Everything Is Fine. Yeah, I'll add it to my list. I think I actually I think I have heard of Everything Is Fine. I think I did see that somewhere that's actually pretty good. I'm not sure where. I'm in all types of different forums and shit, like on Facebook and stuff. So I think I did read that series is pretty good actually. Um, Lustig isn't a regular level. He's just up there because it's influence. Same with Beck. Yeah. I think Lustig and I think Lustig is like the peak of what a tower porn can be. Um, yeah, I think Lustig is the pinnacle of what a tower born can be. Probably him and Bay Ryuk. Him and Bay Ryuk are what Bay Ryuk's Towerborn too, right? So those two are probably like the peak of what Towerborns like the strength they could possibly be. Um, I'm most likely sure they keep. No, no, stop it, stop it, stop it. J Cool, stop it. Nah, bro, we ain't doing that. Killing Tiara is not a thing, bro. Listen, listen. I'm gonna turn Ash Ketchum on you real quick. Tiara doesn't die. You're not killing Tiara. We not talking about that. We not speaking that to existence. We ain't doing that. All right. Nah, we ain't doing that. Mm-mm. I have a question. Kieran brought wait. Kieran knows Bomb is with Tiara and Yuri, but not that he hasn't left. Maybe kill or capture them. He might capture them, but killing Tiara is not a thing. I ain't going for that. I ain't going for that. It's one of my favorite girls. I ain't going for that. She ain't dying, bro. We ain't going. We ain't doing that. I have a question. How are family heads able to have intercourse when them moving on? You. How are family heads able to have intercourse when them moving on? I'm confused by the question. You blow you to smithereens. I'm confused by the question, J. Cool. Looks like it's probably half administrator. Half administrator. I am Tiara's biggest fan. I am one. I am. If not, if there is nobody else, it's me. I will stand on this island alone. I love Tiara. Okay, keep her around for a long time. Looks like it's half administrator. How are you half administrators? Okay. Yeah, I'm a little confused by half administrator too. So you just saying when them moving on, you blow you to smithereens? So what do you mean, like them? What like when having sex with them, blow you to smithereens? Is that what we're saying? Or are we just saying that? Because no, like I don't think that's how it works. Because obviously, like there's Laura, right? Yeah, I don't think anybody's part administrator. Nah, Kaneko. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Yeah. You kind of throwing me off with that. Like, have you seen the administrators, bro? Like, yeah, have you seen the administrators? Like these are like humongous beings. Like, you know, imagine they could change their forms, but like, nah, I can't. That I can't see. Mm-mm. And then we have like two more comments to address here. Icarus refers to. Okay, so this comment. All right, Jay, cool. Take it easy. I'm about to wrap up soon here anyway. Icarus refers to Icar my I Icar I care. Okay, Icar is trapped in a labyrinth. And is wished to escape to see the sky. Eventually, he dies in the sea as his wings are burnt by the sun. Here, it means the sun, the real one, outside the tower. So it refers to the fact that they had to climb the tower to reach outside again. See, everybody is going to this it being the sun or the sky. I can't agree with that. I can't agree with it being the sky or the sun or anything referring to that. Because in the beginning of the chapter, she said that I was a doll for the endless sky. So, Trom is a smart guy. He would have put together that the it that she was talking about, gazing into it, would be the sky. He would have put that together because she already mentioned it. So I don't think that the it has anything to do with the sun or the sky. I just while that makes sense in a literal standpoint, we're gazing into it shining brightly, that being the sun. I don't know if that's it. I don't know if that's it. If we're talking about the sun in particular, then okay. Like, because the sun in particular, it could be the sun in particular. But the sky, being that she mentions that, no. But if we're talking about the sun in particular, then maybe. Maybe the sun itself is a factor. Um, but just reading on with this comment, so it refers to the fact that if they had to climb the tower to reach the outside again, it serves as a remembering of the outside. Here, Icarus describes herself as a doll, blah 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 blah. So if she is someone from the tower who climbs with the 13, she's in love with Vile, but she can't be with him. So ultimately, she serves him or Arlene. Her fate is to die, but she might as well live long enough to have a child, and somehow she looks like Rachel. She had a child. It's just okay. So I am of the belief that Icarus is Rachel's child, right? It's who the father is that's the problem. Like that's the whole idea here. Who's the father? It's either you're on the V camp, which a lot of people are leaning on the V camp. I think I'm leaning on the V camp as well. People are leaning on the Zahard camp out of spite, meaning that out of spite, her jealousy of Arlene and V's relationship, she had a kid with V. With Zahar, and then unknown factor. We don't know who else could be in it, but it's either Zahar or V. Because I think both of them will regret having Rachel as a kid. So, yikes. Poor Rachel. Her dads don't want her. That's tough. That's tough. But I think Icarus is definitely her mother. So, and then we have one more, and then I think that's less like shit from Brian, which I don't know what Brian's talking about, but yeah, that's it for the comments. So, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. I have been going almost 3 hours and 20 minutes strong. Man, I'm glad I'm doing it at 1 o'clock now. because more of you guys are able to join, and then I feel like I've been going longer since we've been doing it at 1 o'clock. So yeah, today is Thursday, so we have Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. So we have 3 days, 2 days until the next chapter release. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the stream today, guys. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Dr. Passion, Kaneko, Evie, Ketchup, Momo. I am a little bit beat, but I am getting used to it now. Streaming this long, so yeah. Is there any major announcements? Oh, I mentioned the faction thing. So, if you guys want to, if you care to or not, but I'm gonna kind of start like a faction thing, in Tower of God, because there's a bunch of different camps in Tower of God right now. So I'll mention it one last time at the end for you guys for the factions are. So if you guys want to ally yourself with the faction. So the factions are: one, Zahard's camp. So Zahard's camps is the family head camp, where you agree with how Zahard runs things and how the family heads have things done. That's Zahard camps. Faction 1. Faction 2. Faction 2 is Bomb's camp. So Bomb's camp is seeking freedom. Walkie Song and Urek is a part of that camp because they all seek freedom and freeing everybody from the tower. So that's Faction 2. Then Faction 3. Faction 3 is the Destruction camp. So the Destruction camp involves the revolutionaries. It is now involving Gustang, since he said in this chapter that if I get this book back, I want destruction in the tower. So it's basically Gustang, the revolutionaries, Fug, all the people that want destruction. So those are the 3 factions. So I'm going to make a poll, and you guys can decide what faction you're a part of, so we get the lay of the land. I'm letting y'all know right now, I am in Zahard's camp. I am cool with the status quo. I like Zahard. I like what he's done. So I know things are going to change for the sake of the story, but if they didn't, I'd be cool with that too. So that's that. But you guys take it easy. Look out for that post. I'll probably make it today. And yeah, so you guys have a good one, and I'll see you soon.